Yeah, all done for you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Lucy. Yeah, wonderful. So, what a week it has been. It's really, really feeling quite intense in the world at the moment. Very aware that we've got people here from the USA as well. So, yes, on one of our news channels the other day, someone had done a compilation of the first week of 2021, and it was just quite extraordinary, really, what happened in a week. And now, of course, what's the date? It's the 12th. What's happened in 12 days? Well, what's happened since last week? So here in the UK, our coronavirus situation is really bad. And there's heart-rending stories of the sort of pressures that the hospitals are under, and predictions it's going to get worse before it gets better. So there's quite a strong sense of I don't know if crisis is quite the right word, but we've got this new variant here in the UK, which is spreading very rapidly. And it's quite heartbreaking to hear the stories of what the health professionals are dealing with in the hospitals and what it's like for the patients in the hospitals. So that's intense, of course. And we will all be having our own individual responses to these things. And then, of course, in the USA, you had the storming of Congress last Wednesday. So that's within the previous week. And then tremendous uncertainty heading up to the inauguration. So it does feel like it's quite febrile collectively. And I wanted to just name that this evening. And I thought the practice we would do tonight will be a presence practice and a solidarity practice. And I've been thinking quite a lot about how we talk about mindfulness recently. And very often mindfulness is talked about in terms of tenderness and kindness and gentleness. And all those qualities are, of course, terribly important. But we can also talk of mindfulness in terms of courage. And I've been really enjoying imagery of becoming a compassionate warrior. I think I might have mentioned that last week. Mindfulness helps us cultivate bravery. And it was lovely that Stefano named that at the beginning, this brave community of courageous meditators. That's what we are. We are a brave community of courageous meditators who are learning how to meet whatever life drops in our lap with more presence and more courage. And then the solidarity with, we're not alone. This is being alive as a collective endeavor. And all humans will be dealing with difficulties in their lives at one time or another. And it seems that at the moment, we're definitely going through a collective event, aren't we? Which is a global pandemic that just seems to go on and on and on. So in the practice, I'll lead us in coming into the body, coming into the breath, being aware of our thoughts and our emotions, and seeing if we can meet that in a way just as it is, moment by moment, without layering on the anxiety and the fear and the panic and all these very understandable responses. That it is an incredibly brave thing to meet one's humanness in each moment and sort of interrupt the impulse to layer on layers of contraction. I think a lot about the ways when we're frightened and we got difficult emotions, they tend to be tight, contracted states. So it's a brave thing to release and land in the body and in the moment. And there's tremendous strength about being present, tremendous strength about being present. And I know I've said other weeks that we don't, our mind may be going to, oh, what's going to happen next? But what happens next will arrive as a present moment when it comes along. And if we know how to meet each moment with presence and with courage, we will meet whatever comes along next with presence and courage. So that is the training. So we'll do some of that practice, and then we'll do some shared breathing together, solidarity breathing together, so we can both feel the support of one another, and we can also give support to one another. So that's what we'll do. And just noticing in the comments that somebody's said, my pain has been worse with world stress. Anyone else? Yeah, that's quite typical. We've got this kind of collective stress, and we will hold that in the body. And again, this practice of dropping and resting will help that. And then someone else is saying, I've been so fatigued from it all. And the psychologists have been talking about the exhaustion of the pandemic right from the start, that people have been reporting being more tired from the early lockdowns. And I don't think that's really improved very much. And the fact that we're now in winter definitely hasn't helped. So pain and fatigue, very understandable. And if we can, again, meet that with understanding, with this kind of soft bravery in each moment, then that will help. Okay, so if we establish our position, and you can do this sitting, lying down, you can do it walking, standing, it's completely up to you. Choosing a position where you'll be as comfortable as possible and yet alert. That's the only criteria, really. As comfortable as possible and yet alert. If you need to move during the practice, that's completely fine. There's nothing to be gained from tensing against our body and gritting our teeth in meditation. It's much better to do a little adjustment of our posture if we need to keep the mind flexible, the heart flexible, the body flexible. Okay, and let's just begin to arrive. If you want to, you could take a deeper breath in. And then on the out breath, resting down into the points of contact. You can do that a few times if you'd like to. Having a sense of releasing with each out breath, letting the out breath flow all the way out and the in breath flow in its own time. And now allowing our breathing to settle and to find its own natural rhythm. Seeing if we can have a quality of yielding in the body, yielding the body up to the support that it's resting upon, whether it's the bed or a chair or the floor. I think when we've got stress or anxiety or this kind of collective difficulty we're all going through, there can be a sense of bracing against it, and that leads to fatigue and pain. And we have this chair beneath us, this floor or bed beneath us, that's very happy to hold us and very happy to support us. So let's just see if we can accept that gift and give the weight of the body up. Maybe releasing a little bit more with each out breath. And being careful not to collapse. So this beautiful word yielding suggests release and yet vitality. See if you can get a flavor of that. So we're releasing into gravity, yielding into the support, and yet there's still a sense of vitality in the body, the heart, the mind. allowing our awareness to flow right down into the feet and the legs. Allowing our awareness to inhabit the feet and the legs, feeling any sensations that might be present. Yielding through the legs. Coming up to the buttocks, resting on the chair or resting on the bed, or if we're standing, letting the buttocks rest, be soft. Allowing awareness to flow up the back of the torso, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Seeing if we can feel breathing in the back of the body. And coming to the front of the torso, the belly, and the ribs, and the lungs, and the chest. Allowing the whole front of the body to expand a little bit on the in-breath, subside a little bit on the out-breath. There's no need to force or strain. Just letting the body be breathed. The sides of the torso expanding on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. The whole torso expanding in all directions on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Again, allowing it to be natural. There's no need to force or strain or alter your breathing forcibly. Just letting breathing express itself in the whole torso. Coming to the shoulders. At this point, let's check that the hands are supported somehow or other. So the shoulders can fall away from the midline of the body and the arms can fall away from the shoulders. Hands supported and supporting this release in the shoulders and the arms. Allowing our awareness to flow up into the neck and the head. Checking the position of the head at this point. If we're lying down, checking that the head is yielding up to the pillow or the cushion. If we're sitting, checking that the head is poised. Release through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat. The face soft. Eyes, cheeks, lips, tongue, jaw, all soft. Let's see if we can get a sense of the brain releasing. The brain rests in a cradle of bones deep inside the head. And there can be pliability with breathing in this area. It's not rigid, but there's a sense of the brain participating in a mysterious way with breathing. We won't feel it directly, but we can let the brain just rest in the head. Now broadening our awareness, be aware of the whole body, the legs and the torso and the arms, neck, head. And often the body can feel very rigid and tight. But let's see if we can rest inside a more fluid and open experience. Breathing, coming and going, sensations coming and going, rising and falling. All the time yielding up to the support. Now turning our awareness to our emotional weather, our mood. Just being curious without any judgment. And seeing if we can let our emotions flow through the moments just like the breath does, just like sensations do. Very often we get into a tangle with our emotions. We either over-identify or we push them away. Let's just see if we can meet them with courage, with openness, with honesty, with kindness. We acknowledge what we're feeling and we feel into its fluid and changing nature. And all the time held by body awareness, the stability of body awareness as the anchor. As we let our emotions come and go. Feeling into our own bravery as we sit here, as we lie here, as we stand here. Having the courage to stop and to be with whatever we're experiencing and to learn how to be with it with a kindly, accepting attitude, moment by moment, rather than running away, avoiding, being overwhelmed. Just keeping on coming back to presence again and again. Likewise, letting any thoughts that we might be experiencing flow through the mind like clouds flowing across the blue sky of awareness. Seeing if we can let go of being so over-identified with the content of our thinking. Let the thoughts come and go, come and go. Using body awareness as the anchor. Now broadening our awareness, letting the breathing come and go, sensations come and go, our emotions come and go, and our thoughts come and go. So we're resting back in a broad, open, receptive field of awareness. Now let's broaden our awareness still more and include awareness of one another. There's 96 of us in many different places, many different countries. And just like last week, let's see if we can, in our imagination, allow all these other people to come out of the computer screen and become three-dimensional companions. So we're in a big space, socially distanced, but we're all around one another with presence, with solidarity, all breathing. All living through these times as our companions. Feeling the support of one another and offering support to one another. For the last couple of minutes, let's broaden our awareness still more. So we stay centered and grounded, yielding to the support, but opening our awareness to include all the creatures, the humans, the birds, the animals, the insects, all participating in the flow of life. So feeling into that solidarity, that connectedness. We're not alone. And now bringing the weight of the body to the foreground of awareness, allowing this imagined connection to drop into the background. Feeling the contact with the chair, the floor, the bed. Breathing in the whole body. And we're ready, beginning to bring a little bit of movement into the body, however you want to, and seeing if you can take the breath with you. Very often we grip breathing against movement, harden the mind. Let's see if we can keep everything pliable, yielding, and coming out of the meditation in your own time, opening the eyes. Good. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming together for our own sake, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of the world. Yeah. It's really wonderful to practice with you. And as we go into this life that we all share at this time in history, which does seem to be so eventful, just remember it. We ever only take it one moment at a time. And if we can meet the moments with presence and with bravery and solidarity, that will be good for us and good for the people around us and good for the world. So just read out a few of the comments. This is very nice. Maria Jose, we are such a rich mandala. Thank you. That's true. Lovely sense of connection. Thank you. Thank you, Vidyamala. That was a lovely sit together. That was wonderful. So calm. We are together in this. Thank you. We certainly are. And that can be very supportive, just to recognize that it is a collective experience that we're all going through. We have our individual take on it, of course, but it's a collective experience. Breathe in love, breathe out love to all. Oh, this is very nice. I came away from it smiling after a long day. I genuinely felt that I connected with you all. We are together. And someone said your words help to put things into perspective. That's really good. so beneficial for us and those around us. Thank you for the peace and solidarity. Thank you, Vidyamala, for your generosity in establishing this group. That, well, I get loads out of this group. So it's, the generosity goes both ways. It wouldn't be the same if I was just here on my own on a Tuesday night talking to my computer. Doing as if we were together has become being together. That's brilliant, Stefano. Yeah, doing as if we were together has become being together. Thanks to you, wonderful people. Thank you so much for this moment of community and peace. Glad to be present here. Thank you for my first joining. I will come again. Please do, Marie. Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Anyone's welcome. So tell your friends, anyone who you think could benefit. And Kenny, this is a treat. I look forward to not meditating on my own. Yeah. It's much easier to meditate with others, isn't it? I certainly find that it is. So let's leave it there, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to be telling you. Tomorrow night, I'm leading probably be a bit of a similar practice on Insight Timer. Let me put the link in. So Insight Timer is an app, or you can get it on your desktop, and they have live sessions. And I'm doing one tomorrow night, 7 till 7:30, becoming a compassionate warrior. So it'll be a similar kind of practice. But you're very, very welcome. You can just copy that link if you want to. So we'll just maybe leave the room open for a minute in case anyone wants to grab hold of that. But if you want to do your usual thing of unmuting and saying goodbye, that's always really lovely. So you can do that.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Glad to be together with you all.
Yes,
Lovely to practice
Thank
with you.
you. Bye-bye.
So
Take
much.
care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.